COVID-19 pandemic put a halt to the functioning and operations of sectors across the spectrum. Like any other industry, the legal fraternity in India too bore the brunt. Normal functioning of the courts was affected. Litigations got reduced to a large extent. But that did not put a stop to India's judicial system. Lawyers rolled up their sleeves and geared up for virtual hearings because fighting for justice is never last on the agenda. Now, as we put the pandemic behind us, we embrace the means of technology and resume operations in what is now a hybrid world. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the second edition of Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021 in association with Legit Quest. Forbes India has joined hands with Legit Quest, India's highly efficient AI-based legal research database that has become a one-stop solution for the legal fraternity. The first edition of the Legal Powerlist 2020 aimed at identifying and felicitating lawyers, law firms, law schools who exemplify distinction, quality service delivery and demonstrate superior leadership, reputation in the Indian legal system. The overwhelming response to the first edition inspired us to come back stronger. The first edition itself saw close to 1,000 registrations with participation of approximately 100 law firms from across the country. And this year, the number has grown to 1,500 plus applications from over 120 law firms. The second edition of Forbes India Legal Power List will felicitate lawyers and law firms across 8 distinguished categories and 28 practice areas. The feature that stands out this year is the introduction of honorary mention as a special category. This special category could be anyone from the legal field, senior advocate to managing partner to general counsel or an academician. Around 200 plus names have been received in this category. Keeping the safety of our viewers and guests in mind, this flagship Powerlist event is being held virtually this year, and we thank you for being a part of all of it. Before we move further, let's take a look at the glimpses and highlights from the first edition of Forbes India Legal Power List.
In 2020, Forbes India joined hands with the Legit Quest, India's highly efficient AI-based legal research database firm, for the Forbes India Legal Power List 2020. The first edition of Legal Power List 2020 aimed at identifying leaders, felicitating the beacons of justice, recognizing the true pillars of Indian legal system, lawyers, law firms, law schools who exemplify distinction, quality service delivery, and demonstrate superior leadership.
So we had in mind this criteria, this consideration as to who are the persons who are service-oriented in this noble profession, and they have achieved in this profession or in an organization with a spirit of public service.
I look at it really as a celebration for lawyers, not something which will grade lawyers one way or the other, but as a celebration and as an encouragement to those who have done well. The idea really is to encourage others who are trying to make a name for themselves, either individuals or as law firms, and get into the thick of things.
With over 900 registrations and participation from 90 plus law firms across the country, the first edition of Forbes India Legal Power List was a grand success.
The event was held to identify and felicitate India's lawyers, law firms, general counsels, managing partners, in-house counsels, and law schools who exemplify distinction, quality service delivery, and demonstrate superior leadership, reputation, stature, and profile.
Keeping up with that legacy, Forbes India and Legit Quest are back with the second edition, the prestigious Forbes India Legal Power List 2021, to honor some of the most prominent and powerful names from the legal fraternity this year.
Well, that was the first edition summed up for you. it is my honor to invite Justice Arjun Kumar Sikri, International Judge, Singapore International Commercial Court, and former Judge, Supreme Court of India, to talk about the detailed process that went behind articulating the list of winners across 8 categories and his thoughts on what the future holds for India's legal framework.
It gives me immense pleasure to be here this evening among all of you, of course, on a virtual mode, thanks to COVID, but at the same time, thanks to technology also, that we have been able to remain in contact with each other even during these times. It is really a momentous occasion, and let me first welcome all of you to this second edition of the Forbes Legal Powerlist 2021, being held in association with LegitQuest. The success of the previous year encouraged the team to launch the second edition. And as the events would unfold, the second edition has been not only a remarkable success, but it is much more improvement over the last year. And I must say that the organizers have done their job pretty well. This year, we had received over 1,600 applications from more than 140 law firms. That can really be an indicator of the kind of response which this event received and the kind of popularity which the Forbes legal power list along with LegitQuest is gaining, and the kind of confidence which the people have, or the law firms or the legal community has reposed in so far as these awards are concerned. And these applications were received from uh, various law firms, as I said, from across the countries and in different categories. We have also received more than 650 applications for the category of top individual lawyer. And then you can just imagine that with 1,600 applications from 140 law firms, 650 applications for the for individual lawyer. So what kind of mammoth task which the jury was given, and it was not easy to achieve with the persona of different people who applied, their personality, the contribution which they did last year insofar as legal field is concerned. I'm happy that the jury was well constituted. Apart from me, there was another honorable former judge of the Supreme Court, then 3 very distinguished lawyers as well. So there, we tried to do one thing more, that we added some more categories this year in comparison with the categories which we had last year. We added the top advocate on record and top law firm management professional category, along with the special category of honorary mentions. During assessment, as I said earlier, the jury had a tough time evaluating all these applications. They, of course, at the end of the day, the persons which are to be chosen have to be limited. Though initially we had decided to choose lesser number of persons, but going by the number of applications, we expanded that list as well. Of course, I would only say that those who have been able to make their entry into this year's list, my congratulations to all of them. But Even those who have not been able to make their entry this year, they should not lose heart. They should try to do better work, and they may find their place next year. These awards, in a way, is a recognition of what legal community is giving to the society. I would say that no doubt it is the duty of the judiciary to uphold the law and the constitution, to uphold rule of law, to ensure that the democratic institutions thrive, and to ensure the rights of the people that they are able to enjoy those rights. But this work of the judiciary cannot be accomplished without active support of the lawyers. And lawyers play a very, very important role. I have always been of the opinion that without good lawyers, judges would not be able to undertake their task. So, be it in the field of constitution, be it in the field of commercial laws or IPRs or any other field of law, let us see who has made it to the prestigious list. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Justice Sikri, for those kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021, in association with Legit Quest, is our endeavor to honor luminaries from the Indian legal fraternity. Our next speaker is a judge at the Supreme Court of Fiji and also a former judge of the Supreme Court of India, Justice Madan B. Glokar. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. It is a pleasure to participate in this year's Forbes India Legal Power List 2021. This is the second edition of the Legal Power List. The first edition was held last year, and if I remember correctly, at that time we had 900 applications. The jury at that time considered the applications in a variety of categories: young lawyers, seasoned lawyers, law firms, and so on. This year, the task has become somewhat more difficult in the sense that there has been a steep jump in the number of applications. From 900, the figure has gone up to 1600. The categories have remained more or less the same, but there has been an inclusion of one or two categories, including one of honorary mention. The jury has considered just about everything that is needed for good lawyering. Not only the reputation and the goodwill that a lawyer enjoys, but the hard work put in by the lawyer, the integrity of the lawyer and the law firm, and so on. The selection has been made completely dispassionately, and I'm sure that the best have been selected by the jury. I would like to congratulate all the award winners, and at the same time, I would like to say that merely because some of you have not been able to get the award this year means nothing really, because this is an award that is continuing from year to year. So if you have missed out this year, well, there is always a chance that you can make up next year or the year after that. It is nothing to be ashamed of or to be afraid of that you have not got the award in a particular year. I'm sure if you put in the hard work that you have been doing, you're bound to succeed at some point of time. So, congratulations to everybody, those who have been given the award and those who have missed it by a whisker, and all the best to everybody.
Thank you, Justice Lokar, for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. Now, the Forbes India Legal Power List 2021 is divided into 8 categories: top individual lawyer, top managing partner, top general counsel, top law firm, top in-house lawyer, top advocate on record, top law firm management professionals, and finally the special category, honorary mention. The winners are shortlisted through a stringent process by our esteemed jury. The robust assessment criteria this year included assessing the legal fraternity on their outstanding work last year, characteristics that make them stand out from their peers, growth, experience, and above all, their dedication to uphold the law. Our first category tonight is top law firms. An efficient law firm not only builds a foundation for future leaders, it also establishes firm ground rules in serving their clients with ethical practices. I now announce the top law firms list open, and here are the shortlisted winners. Congratulations to all the winners. Moving on, our next category is Top Law Firms Management Professionals. This category recognizes the workforce behind the lawyers, a professional who goes above and beyond standard responsibilities to deliver quality services. It identifies how effectively resources are used and deployed, displaying sustained, intensive cooperation and collaboration across different sectors. It's now time to announce the winners in this category. Here is the list of shortlisted top law firms management professionals this year. Congratulations once again to all the winners. Moving on to the next set of awards on the second edition of Forbes India Legal Powerlist. Our next category is Top General Counsel. With the significant responsibilities of acting as the legal representative and providing legal and commercial advice on a host of wide-ranging issues, a general counsel or legal head adds a lot of value to an organization. Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021 recognizes the best in-house performance and leadership of general counsels, legal heads, and chief legal officers. It's now time to unveil the shortlisted names for Top General Counsel. Here's the list of the winners. Now to our next category, Top In-House Lawyers. Lawyers are the real advocates of law. They decode the complexities of law, the application of abstract legal theories to solve specific problems and provide individualized solutions. Let's take a look at our list of top in-house lawyers. Let's hear from Advocate R. Venkatamani on his thoughts about the legal power list and some of the critical factors he was looking for while selecting the winners.
It's a great pleasure to be on the panel of jury to recognize the talents of larger number of people in the legal fraternity in the Forbes India Legal Power List 2021, which is the second edition of this venture. The idea, I suppose, was to invite more and more people in the legal fraternity to become a family of performers, and performers in more than one sense. And so when Legit Quiz was not merely looking at becoming a search engine partner with the legal fraternity, but I suppose through that process to inspire as many people as possible to bring home their talents, their experience, and their contributions to the field of law and justice, and to show how both to the current generation of lawyers emerging as remarkably good performers in their own ways, but also to the future generation of law students who now in huge numbers are in the process of entering the legal profession, which itself has undergone tremendous changes and reforms. Internally, it has undergone. I think, therefore, Legit Quiz should be very happy and take pride in being an engine in creating this and generating a big club of performers whose relevance is important in more than one way. So compared to what happened last year, as it may happen, like in any competition, and if there is a good recognition, welcome, and a reputation, the competition picks up its own speed, its own internal dynamics. And so we see it in the Legal Powerlist 2022. The large number of applications and requests which have come made it very difficult for many of us to plumb through them and make a good and a meaningful discrimination, in the sense, to use the word in a higher level. So to identify people, individual lawyers and lawyers working in law firms, quite a number in the same law firm with vast years of experience. So it was really a challenging task for us to identify talents. But I suppose whatever norms we have employed, whatever criteria we have brought in, regardless of the little frailties or the deficiencies in them, I'm sure we are trying to do basically the job of identifying those performers whose contributions will be remembered and be recognized in their own merit. So I think we visualize, as you move further, maybe it will become more pan-India, global, I don't know. Maybe that's what we can do. And as we begin to talk about the emergence and the importance, relevance of artificial intelligence in any field of search, with all its internal challenges, I think this field, with its contribution to filling communication gaps, knowledge gaps, and all that related to that, I'm sure Legit Quiz will be able to perform in a huge way and be recognized very soon as a global legal search engine of unmatching standards and quality. The other members of jury, I think we'll all join together at a point of time, but I'm sure every one of us has gone through the same difficulties of identifying among highly qualified competitors. But let me say, I had the pleasure of scanning through virtually every details of the applications and requests, and some are very exciting for a practitioner like me to understand how, owing to the emergence of law schools and law firms, a wide canvas of legal practice is serving the interests of our nation in many unseen ways. So let me in advance congratulate all those people who have been recognized by us, and will be more and more to be recognized, young, energetic and talented in years to come.
Thank you, Advocate Venkatramani, for those inspiring words. Swiftly moving to our next category, Top Advocate on Record. The category has been newly introduced at Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021 and is celebrating individuals that are the flag bearers of justice at the apex court. Here are the shortlisted winners. Congratulations to all the winners. Moving on to our next category, Top Managing Partners. These are the powerhouse of an organization and can be identified by a flourishing business and a robust workforce. At Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021, we recognize the phenomenal leadership shown by managing partners that has led to impressive law firm performances. Let's reveal the list of top managing partners. Congratulations to all the winners once again. And now time to move on to our next category this evening, Top Individual Lawyers. The practitioners and advocates of law who leave no stone unturned to bring justice and protect the interests of their clients. We today identify them and salute their contribution to the legal fraternity. Let's see who made it to the list of top individual lawyers. Congratulations to our winners once again. We've now arrived at the last award of this evening, Honorary Mention. This special category has been introduced for the first time at Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021, aiming to recognize individuals from across the law fraternity, right from a senior advocate to an academician. The category received 200 plus noteworthy entries. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the list of the winners of Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021 Honorary Mention. Congratulations. Let's hear from few of our shortlisted winners on how they feel after receiving this award.
I think that the legal system in India is going through turbulent times. And there are several corrections that are required, especially in the context of the changing laws in our country. I believe that the time has come for the legal fraternity to stand up and be recognized as a powerful force in society. And I think Forbes Legal Power List should be really looking at how we can focus on those young lawyers who are actually meeting the challenges of the legal system, and just not looking at those who have already contributed in the profession. I think you need to look at young people who are in very difficult circumstances are meeting the challenges of the legal profession, and actually their efforts are eye-openers for the future of our legal system and also the future of India. Thank you.
It's a great honor and privilege that my name is in the honorary mention of the list being published by the Forbes India magazine. I thank the Forbes India magazine as well as Legit Quest, and more importantly, the jury that has nominated me in this honorary mention. It is a status to the great work that has been done by all the staff members and students at the Symbiosis Law Schools. We have 4 law schools under the Symbiosis International University. Let me thank Legit Quest as well as Forbes India magazine once again.
I am greatly humbled by this honor which has been bestowed on me by Forbes, especially keeping in view that it's a kind of a peer review by people in my profession. I am also especially thankful to Forbes, keeping in view the integrity and the professional level which Forbes magazine has achieved. And one looks at Forbes list of all kinds of entrepreneurs, etc., and it has great credibility. I am deeply humbled and very thankful for this honor, which I humbly accept. Thank you.
It is with great pleasure that I have received news of being part of a special mention, a special jury mention in the Forbes so-called legal power list. It is always a great pleasure and especially gratifying to receive recognition, to receive acknowledgement by your peers. In particular, Forbes has become synonymous with excellence, with quality, and therefore the pursuit of excellence in one's profession is also a recognition which is very valuable and very special. I also note the fact that there is a very large number of other categories of awards, the so-called applied for awards, and they span a very eminent galaxy of persons doing different forms of law, be it corporate law, be it in-house lawyering, be it individual advocacy, be it litigation, and so on and so forth. It is therefore particularly gratifying that you have a special not applied for category of the so called uh, Special Mention Jury Award. And I hope and trust that this recognition, this symbolism about the recognition of excellence and achievement, will further in some way the values to which this profession must always be dedicated. May I humbly thank all of you.
Hi, everyone. It is indeed a very satisfying and proud moment, not just for me, but for everyone who is associated with me, to be nominated in the category Honorary Mention of Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021 in association with Legit Quest. Forbes India, along with Legit Quest, is the epitome of excellence. You deserve accolades for this wonderful initiative that we all are sure will inspire a generation. Such recognition goes a long way to ensure that we get to see many more legal giants like Mr. Surabji, Mr. Nariman, Mr. Rodgi, Mr. Salve, Mr. Singhvi, and many more in the future. I must add and emphasize, very early in my profession, I was told by my two mentors, my father, late Virendra Bhatia, and Mr. Rakesh Dwivedi ji, both of whom have contributed immensely to the field of law, that law is not a 100 meters race. It is a marathon. A marathon where you slog, you fail, but you persevere and you get up again to excel. That mantra has remained with me. I also take this opportunity to congratulate all winners and nominees in various other categories and wish them a very bright future. In the end, I like to thank and acknowledge all the eminent members of the jury, my colleagues at the bar for their unstinted support, my wife Jaspreet, my daughters Seher and Arshia for being the wind beneath my wings, and my mother for all her support. Thank you everyone for being my pillar of strength and support. In the end, there is a larger message also. It should be our endeavor to serve the country well and to contribute in nation building. Only if India remains strong will the legal profession remain strong. Jai Hind. Thank you.
With that, it's a wrap on the second edition of Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021. It's been a fantastic evening, and the credit for that goes to each one of you who's taken out the time to join us today virtually for this event. But before we sign off, I would like to invite Karan Kalia, founder and CEO of Legit Quest, to give the closing address.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Forbes India and Network 18 team, for giving me this opportunity to thank all the stakeholders of the second edition of Forbes India Legal Powerlist 2021 in association with Legit Quest. The huge success of the previous year encouraged the team to launch the second edition, as by now, we already know that we received an overwhelming response with more than 1,600 applications from more than 140 law firms across the country. I would personally thank all the participants for reposing their faith in the integrity and the transparency of the event. The aim is simply to identify and felicitate lawyers who exemplify distinction, quality service, delivery, and they demonstrate superior leadership, reputation as lawyers, as general counsel, as in-house counsels, management professionals, and advocate on records. A big thanks to Legit Quest team, the Forbes India and Network 18 group for providing complete support, pulling many all-nighters to make this happen. I would personally like to especially thank the jury members who took out their valuable time to go through the large number of applications in variety of practice areas. Many, many congratulations to all the winners, as they truly deserve to be in the list.